beautiful son of a bitch. Nope. Yes. Should be alright. You should be bingo fucking K. Now let's see. Let's see if the game catches it or not. Still fucking dynamic. Kain have any giggle? Cycle Knights. Here's a fucking black bot. I had to capture this in the screen. Fucking kidding me. Yep. Yup. Okay, let's change to window. Not a big fan. If it is, I should change to window. Is it not? What the fuck? Okay. No. That's it. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Type shit. Game loud. Yes. Very fucking loud. Sound. That's okay, right? Just a bit more. Like 5. Yeah, I think it's fine now. I hope. Okay, now let me just put into 4 if that's the case. Speech are gonna live in 5. Just in case it's like.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I have served Kain a millennium. The gift continued to evolve. We became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. my eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the lake of the dead.
Cast him in.
Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to weave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul Reaver, my angel of death.
This fucking thing. I hope the audio is okay. Just gonna this a bit. Right. Fuck. Okay. There is a good thing I don't have a webcam, because every time I play this game I kinda lip sync the dialogue in the cutscene.
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
No way, it's good fucking one of my favorites, man. The reason why I'm playing it today is because this game has a really special numerous reasons.
You are weak. You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
Okay, for the people that don't know, writer he didn't do much. Like Uncharted. Amy fucking Kain. Worked on this. The awesome Tony J playing the other guy. The thing is, this game is.
Your wings, though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
Because, like, I can, one, talk your ear off hours about this series of games, the legacy of games in general. But to me, it's really hard to, like, pin.
What scabrous wretches are these?
Shua, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
So just going to talk about like underlying impressions way back. This section, for example, I played as young when I really shouldn't play something like this. I remember like this game, Resident Evil 3, which was the first Resident Evil I played. This was the first Legacy of game, Kain game I played. Because getting Blood Omen nowadays, it's kind of a bitch. Running it, it's kind of a bitch. Because the only like... Okay, let me fix that up. Just a tad. So gosh, what was it? Okay, get this. Whoop. There we go. Everything okay now? Because either I turn off in-game or I turn off on the OBS. Because the OBS is being kind of a BS.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms. With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
The thing is, one of the problems we try to make this game run on modern systems. This is the one's Legacy of Kain game. It's easy as shit. You just like go to GOG or I think even the Steam version. You don't need to edit check, and it works out of the gate. Thing is with this game is the audio quality is kind of all over the fucking place. Like the cutscenes are loud as fuck. The game, this doesn't change the cutscenes volume at all. But this is the easiest Legacy of Kain game to actually get running because Blood Woman 1 you cannot get on PC as far as I know. Because there's this little site I use a lot to get like old school games called My Abandonware. And Legacy of Kain is in the list, but it directs you to the PSN link, which makes no fucking sense because the first Blood Omen actually has a PC version, and the PC version of Blood Omen 1 is a bitch to get. Even more so to run.
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
We're gonna have a lot of cutscenes in the beginning of the game, of course. There's a whole tutorial and shit. But as you can see, this is a PS1 game. Right? And the voice acting is fucking amazing. The writing is fucking amazing. The graphics in for the time are fucking amazing. This game is just fucking amazing. That's it. There's
You
not
are
much
young
to it.
yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
And one thing that I found kind of difficult to talk about Legacy of Kain, it's talking about one game at a time because there's a lot of like nuance between the games in the series. Because a lot of things about the plot.
Creatures.
God damn it.
Do you not recognize them?
There you are.
They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul-scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
Because I'm gonna have this little pause here and there so I can get my thoughts through. The problem I try to talk about Legacy of Kain one game at a time because there's a lot of things on the story that adds flavor when you take to account the things that happen in the other games, right? So I'm gonna have a lot of fucking difficulty trying to explain to people the plot of this game and the series in general because the things that happen in the Blood Woman 1 affects this one a little bit. But there's a lot of nuance I really wanted to talk about, but it makes more sense talking about it in Soul Reaver 2. You feel me? It's kind of hard. I always wanted to do like a marathon of the Legacy of Kain series in general. The problem with this is, like I said, finding Blood Omen 1, it's a bitch. The easiest way you can get Blood Omen 1, and I do recommend if you want to see how this series began, but it's clunky, it's really clunky, janky as fuck. But I really love it, but it's really janky. This is why I say, like, if you're looking for good gameplay, Blood Omen 1 is not your choice. Not even fucking close. And so what I want to do is I'm gonna try to finish this game in this one stream. Don't stop. I'll do this entire fucking game in one go. And after this, I'm gonna try to see if I can get Blood Omen 1 to run, at least on a fucking emulator. I got an emulator for that. See if I can finish that game in one stream. Probably not, because that game is fucking ginormous. Then jump to Soul Reaver 2, and then Blood Omen 2, and then finish the series in Defiance. And get myself sad, because this series doesn't continue, but we'll get to that when we get there.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So, combat. Combat in this game is straightforward. Lock on, attack. Thing is, since you're just fighting vampires, just calming them to death doesn't work. You need to use the environment to your advantage.
A creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
Which, at the time, was actually interesting because this game kind of shares the engine with Tomb Raider. It's the same engine as Tomb Raider. But it has way better platforming, has way better everything that Tomb Raider does. And like, the interesting thing about the combat on Soul
Your
Reaver,
physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
the interesting thing about the combat in Soul Reaver is because it's the only combat in the entire fucking series that actually has a gimmick to it. For Soul Reaver 2 onwards, that gimmick doesn't count anymore because you're not fighting, spoiler, you're not fighting vampires anymore. The only sort of like gimmick I say happens after this is the bosses in Blood Omen 2. Kind of. And of course there's a lot of, like, if you dig into the history of Soul Reaver, there's a lot of this game has been cut. A lot of it has been cut. It's crazy.
The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
So that was kind of a abbreviation of the plot of the first game, the Blood Omen 1. Which is true and still not true. But then again, I cannot like go into detail because didn't play Blood Omen 1 and played the Soul Reaver 2 and so on, so on. But one thing I can actually say about like Soul Reaver, the Legacy of Kain series as a whole, is that the quality of not only the voice acting but the writing. Because the writing in this game is like a book. It's really like a book. If you like have read anything on like Michael Moorcock's, Friedman, Ian Fleming, like books around the 70s, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, kind of the 90s. It has this kind of quality to the way dialogue works, right? Because this game doesn't try to like modernize a lot of things, but it's not archaic enough to use like thee and thou. For example, like fuck, what was the name of the game? It's about vampires too. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. That one goes old school. Really goes old school. Even how the world works too. The world of Legacy of Kain is crazy. Crazy.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss. My tomb and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
One of the things that this game does, that other people like gush about in Dark Souls and shit. This is one of the first games that actually use impossible geometry to try to convey a lot of things, right? Because since this game is on the PS1, and the PS1 is not that fucking powerful, in order to make you feel like you are in a journey, they had to like cram things a bit. Pretty much in the same way that Reaver does things. For example, like lore-wise, this is the difference between gameplay and lore. For example, lore-wise, this little cave right here is supposed to take like a day to go across, right? And as you remember from the cutscene on the intro, that the vortex of the abyss was way larger in a way bigger mountain range. I'm gonna be honest, like the Blood Omen 1 has a really big ass map. It is a gigantic map. Blood Omen 1 was pretty much inspired by Zelda. This one kind of inspired by Zelda and rated 2. The thing about, since this game had a really turbulent, like troubling development cycle, pretty much every game since Blood Omen 1 had this problem, right? Something that the development of the game kind of like stagnated. There's a lot of like cut content in this game. There's a lot of cut content on the second game, and so on and so fucking forth. So much so that, and the one thing I kind of get resentful of, or even is hard to recommend this game to a lot of people, is that this series ends on a cliffhanger.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
And to me it's crazy, because this series was actually really good, but since like Crystal Dynamics had a lot of trouble, so on and so forth, and then Tony J fucking died, and Amy got like integrated into Naughty Dog. She started working on the plot of Uncharted. There's a lot of like things that kind of fucked up the project of Dark Prophecy. It was supposed to be the last game. Holy shit. A lot of people has a misconception of the fact, like, oh no, the series is over, right? Because it's supposed to be a loop. No, the entire point of the fucking series is to stop a loop. And people say like, no, Defiance is just like it unites one point of the story to another one, even though the rules of time traveling, yeah, this series has a lot of fucking time traveling. It's a linear thing. Right, it's just like the rules of time traveling. I'm getting way ahead of myself. In the Legacy of Kain is like there is no multiple timelines. There's only one timeline, and every time you like make a major change, history tries to correct itself. Either moves things here, adds things there, in order to make that change make sense, right? I have a lot of speech problems today. It's okay. Because a lot of like games, books that have time travel in them, they kind of have a tendency to overcomplicate things. Fuck. Okay. The controls kind of got stuck. oh, you make a change and then you create another timeline and you create a timeline for another timeline, you know, like life is strange. But the rule they actually went with in the Legacy of Kain is a pretty simple one. You can go back to the past. You can try change things, but you need to find like a paradox, right? You going back in time and like trying to kill someone doesn't change things a lot. You need to find out like a correspondent paradox that allows you to change things. Which the paradox is something, which I'm not gonna continue right here because then I have to spoil Reaver 2, which gonna spoil the Defiance, and so on and so forth. Like the time traveling in this game, Reaver 1, it's only touched upon in the end of the game. That's it. So why the fuck are you talking about now? Because you kinda need to have context to talk about a lot of shit in this series. It's crazy. Like Blood Omen 1. Time travel was used in order to make the plans of Mobius, the Concord, like champion asshole in that game, one of the main antagonists in the game. And pretty much was never touched again.
No! Please!
They're only gonna touch this like in Reaver 2 onwards. But even Blood Omen 2, they
I
actually
didn't
touched it.
recognize these flayed racks of flesh. Their scent was vampiric. They gnawed upon their victim's carcass like dogs.
So Soul Reaver kind of stands out on his own. Can I actually go here? Can I? Yes, I can. Soul Reaver 1 is the most like straightforward of the franchise. You know? Like the Hilden was not established, the ancient vampires were not established, other things were not established. They were planned, but they were not established. Right? Fuck. So Reaver 1 was not even planned when fucking Blood Omen 1 came out. Right? This is why in Blood Omen 1 you kind of have like two choices in the ending. Right? The ending where Kain fucking dies, and the other Kain says, "Fuck you, we're gonna continue being a fucking vampire." Which is the best one. Oh yeah, pro tip: don't attack this guy. Just don't do it. Trust me, don't do it.
This charnel house bore the unmistakable marks of Melchiah's clan. To what depths had our dynasty plummeted if these ghouls were the descendants of my high-born brother? Were they so debased as to recruit fledglings from the desiccated corpses here interred?
But one of the things I absolutely fucking love about this game is how they treat vampires. Right? For now, there's not a lot of like crazy change because the Children of Melchiah, they kinda like were inspired by Nosferatu a bit. In a sense, they're like more decrepit, more corpse-like, because like Razia I was going to say in the field. Melchiah was the last one to be made, so he got less of the power, right? Which is going to say right here.
My brother Melchiah was made last, and therefore received the poorest portion of Kain's gift. Although immortal, his soul could not sustain the flesh, which retained much of its previous human frailty. This weakness, it seemed, was passed on to his offspring. Their fragile skins barely contained the underlying decay.
So basically, the Children of Melchiah are destined to rot, right? But then comes the conundrum, they're fucking vampires, they're immortal, right? So they just decay. The interesting thing is that every brother, every general of Kain, including Raziel, had a unique trait to them. Like Raziel's trait is the wings. Melchiah kind of got shafted because his unique trait is the matter of fact that his children are, you know, decrepit. They pack a punch, to be honest. Of the enemies, the ones that are gonna give you more damage is the children of Melkai. Just kind of trying to compensate. Melkai is the children of Melkai is they are interesting in visual sense, but like their whole gimmick there, I kind of like undead-ish, right? Because vampires in Legacy of Kain, you don't need to be dead to become a vampire. Only Kain, but that's it. Talk about later. Need context. Fuck. And one of the things that's interesting in this game is that vampires evolve, right? Like we see in the intro, Raziel just evolved one day to have wings. It's kind of explained in Blood Omen 2 how the fuck that comes, what the fuck it comes from, because each element is, it's kind of like a trait coming from Kain himself, right? Oh boy. Can I make this jump? Yes. It'll be quick because I need to eat the soul, and if I don't eat the soul goes back to the other realm. And so the body doesn't do that, which means I cannot get this. And since I'm talking about this right now, the matter of fact, if like a soul of the vampire stays on the spectral realm for way too fucking long, it turns into a wraith. Its body stays in place. Like if I don't devour their soul, it's fine. The body will still be there. But the moment I remove the spirit from the body, he actually returned to a vampire wraith, kinda like Raziel is. And he can actually siphon your health, which is a bitch. So don't do that. But that's kinda hard to come by anyway. So much so that they actually have to like they're going to do this gimmick a bit later. In this stage. Like, for example, see? I didn't get to devour this fucker soul. So, if I want him to stay dead, I'll leave it right there. If I do this, and get this spear back, there we go. Comes back to life. This is the only enemy that doesn't have that gimmick because, well, it doesn't make kind of a sense to it. Because it's kind of a weaker one. For example, when you get a more stronger vampire to do that, it actually comes back to the rate. The same. I tried to hold so hard to like not talk about every single brother because we're still in Melkai, and we actually make sense if I talk about like Rahab, Zephon when we go to their stage. But you're going to see the concept of vampires in this game. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I never see a concept of vampires done like this one. Like really this one. Which which shows the strength of like the creativity behind this game. In the world of Legacy of Kain. Because even the Blood Omen 1, Kain is kind of supposed to be like your template of what you expect a vampire to be. Like he transforms into a wolf, actually transforms into a werewolf. Mist, like bats, he's kind of the cliche-ish kind of vampire. But you have kind of hints of different vampires, like Vorador, for example, which looks more like a bat. But in this game, they go completely fucking AWOL.
Beware, Raziel. These wraiths are vampire spirits, fettered too long in the spectral realm. When their vampire natures adapt to this plane, They become eaters of souls. Do not allow these spirits to re-inhabit their corpses.
And they are the most difficult enemy to get. More of a sense of their fucking annoyance, right? Because they fly. And you don't. So kind of like they have to wait for them to come out, and pretty much their gimmick is this. They got a hit in, they actually begins to like siphon their health in a very, very rapid rate. Which can be fatal as fuck. But they are kind of rare, really. They're really difficult to play. If I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be more. But since... But since a lot of the game's content has been cut, there's a lot of like different areas that have way more vampires. Like the human city was supposed to like have a lot of wraiths. When you go back to the spectral realm, and I kind of tried to show off the humans' tendency to hunt fucking vampires. But in the state of this world, where the vampires fucking rule the world, Nosgoth, the entire world of Nosgoth is being ruled by vampires. Even in this post-apocalyptic state that it is. And I just felt great. I do that again. Oh yeah. Oh boy. I have to do this anyway, it's fine. And I hope I don't get tired of block puzzles. There's a lot of block puzzles in this game. And like when I say a lot, I mean fuck off a lot. So now I'm going to show you what the fuck happens when you don't devour yourself a vampire. Here it is. See? That's a vampire wraith. The combat is simple, but holy shit, it's satisfying to do that. Nice. If I have to say one bad thing about this game, I have to say it is the amount of fucking block puzzles. That is a lot. Fuck of a lot. Even more so if you're trying to like 100% and get every single one of these. Every single glyph. Which I'm not going to do. I know where they are. I know how they function and everything, but this is kind of what makes me sad about the cut content in this game, right? Because even they managed to keep the glyph magic, but you don't need it. You really do not need it. It's kind of like it's really a bonus. It's just something like to help you with combat, which I think this game could use a remaster, not a fucking remake, a remaster. So I tried to like revamp the combat a bit, make the combat a bit more like challenging. Because the combat is pretty much straightforward. You walk into the guy, you beat the shit out of the guy, you impale the guy, and then you suck the soul of the guy, and then the guy dies. That's it. It's not science. Like I don't have to worry about a fucking stamina meter, thank God. Because I think stamina meters are the one fucking thing about Dark Souls which I hate. I fucking hate. Oh my god, the soul is stuck. Oh buddy. There we go. boy, do I fucking hate the Dark Souls stamina system. I think the only action RPG game that I like with a stamina system is Neo, because you can actually actively influence the stamina bar, right? The key pulse system. Because the problem that I have with, like, for example, Dark Souls stamina system is that, fuck me, the stamina system dictates a lot of how the fight goes, right? What dictates, like, the rhythm of the fight is not how you perform against the enemy, it's if you're going to have enough stamina to bash the fucker to death or not. That's just it. This is why a lot of the times people ask me, like, oh, what you prefer from software games, right? Souls games. Which combat do you think is the best one? I say Sekiro, because Sekiro is actually way more inclined to deflect and defense. God fucking there, but I'm doing this wrong, of course. I'm doing this fucking wrong. Hang on. And the combat in Sekiro is way more active because of that fact, right? Because you don't have to worry about a green bar going up and down, up and down, up and down. Which kind of doesn't make the fight challenging, makes the fight a bit of an annoyance, to me at least. And Neo kind of remedies that with the key pulse system and the stance system. Because not only that way, like, your heavy is what? It's light, heavy, it's high stance, medium stance, low stance. And that actually dictates the fight. You know, you change between the stances. One stance is actually good against one enemy, and you actually have an active way to fight against an enemy, right? In Dark Souls, a lot of the time comes to a way too much focus and trying to speak. It really comes to a lot of the fights. Comes to if you have enough stamina or not. I know a lot of people like because it is a resource management, but I wish there was a more active way for you to, like, mitigate that, if you could, through builds, equipment. You kind of do, but I don't know. I really don't know. I think I like the variety on Neo better than I like the Dark Souls one. Because Dark Souls kind of like had a lot of BS in it. Okay, there we go. This is the easiest way to do it. Instead of, like, trying to go to the material realm, because then that would actually fall down, and you can do it. When I was a kid, I did it, because I was a fucking dumbass. But I did. I did it in the worst fucking way possible. Hey, more about puzzles. Let's go. Like pushing blocks. That's how the game goes. That's fine. And if I could choose a battle system that actually would complement this game the best, would be something like either Neo or actually not Neo, because having low high stance with this one doesn't make any fucking sense. There's actually I always think, like, the way they actually improve the combat in the other games, like, they went in the more, for example, Defiance. Defiance plays a lot like a Devil May Cry-ish game. Not without a lot of the depth to it, because it's also fucking simplistic. Because a lot of, like, the creative thing, the strength of Legacy of Kain is the exploration and the story, really. order this for this game to be perfect, like pitch fucking perfect. If they have a really, really good combat system that actually engages the player, it challenges the player to a lot of things, and it actually complements the world a lot. For example, there was a cancel game in the series, which is supposed to be a new game called Legacy of Kain Bad Sun. In that Sun, they went the Batman Arkham route, which for Kain and Asher actually make a lot of sense because they're way more feral, right? So I don't think that that kind of a game would actually work on Raziel, really. Unless you kind of make it like Shadow of War-ish kind of thing. Oh yeah, I love to point out that that entire fucking section just to get a block. Feel that? Just to get a block. Oh, fucking Maokai. Holy shit. We're getting close to the boss. This game is not long, it's like kind of like a 7-hour I think kind of game. At max, it takes 7 hours. Even if you like don't go for 100%, which I'm not going to do. It's gonna take a lot of time. Because I know where the glyphs are, I know where like help pickups are. The health pickups I can actually try to get? Maybe? Perhaps? Not all of them, of course. No. Because I want to finish this in one fucking sitting. Well, this one can be just this. You could just punch him towards the light. One of the things they could actually like renovate the combat is trying to adapt each unique gimmick of like each enemy. Right? Like for Maokaya's children, that would actually be interesting for like they could like torn themselves apart. Like, what's that enemy in fucking Dead Space? The lanky guy that comes apart. What the fuck is that guy's name? I forgot about that. Turn to little pieces, you know. Trying to go with the with the undead motif to them. Although how the bosses function, I'll leave it alone. I will really leave it alone. Because I like the way the boss function. Because the boss not a straight up fucking boss fight is a puzzle. Here's the human. So the reason why I say don't hurt the human is because every human you encounter in this fight, it just do this. Yeah, it just fucking works you. Make it suck life out of them. Don't kill them though. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Because if you kill a human, that is not in the next fucking stage. Like the humans in the cathedral actually make sense because they kind of deranged. But like every like vampire hunter, just don't do it. It was supposed to be explained better in the content, right? Because to the humans, you're not actually a vampire. You look more like a demon, right? And you're actually going through all Nosgoth, kicking the shit out of the vampires. This is why the humans kind of worship you on that front. Which was kind of what I got. Which would be way more in depth in the content. There's actually a fan project trying to recreate this game with a lot of the content in it. I don't think will work well because they kind of like mix a lot of the things, right? they plugged the holes with what they had. So in order to like execute the content well, they have to like torn the entire like game to pieces. Sorry, buddy. The entire game to pieces? Really? The entire game world to pieces? In order to like put the pieces where they were supposed to be in the first place. Which is commendable. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think we'll ever come out, but hey, I've seen weirder shit. Because honestly, unlike like Devil May Cry got a 5 and other games like that, old school games that kind of came back, this one, nah. I really don't think that Square Enix gives a fuck about this game at all. At all. I think they still hold the IP though, which fucking infuriates me a lot. Because if you know Square Enix, you know how they do things. Because Square Enix has this fucking, I wouldn't say ego. It is an ego thing. Because this is the same company that goes like and dumps a lot of fucking money into Final Fantasy 15. So much so that Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to be a PS3 exclusive game, while 13 was supposed to be an Xbox game. And they lost a lot of money to that, and then the Crystal Dynamics, right? Idols Montreal, to be more exact, creates Deus Ex: Human Revolution. A really fucking good game. Fucking great game. Love that to death. It sold well, but to the heads of Square Enix, it didn't sell well enough. You know, it didn't sell well enough so they can actually plug the hole they did with Final Fantasy. Right? Because to Square Enix, like you hold the budget to anything but Final fucking Fantasy. Which infuriates me to shit. This is one of the reasons why Hitman was actually an episodic game, and to this point is actually a fucking episodic game. Because of that, right? The only games that actually like don't use that rule in is Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider fucking luck. Tomb Raider is one of the few games that Square Enix doesn't care to like dump money into. But if this game, if they actually just like, I don't know, a Japanese drank too much fucking sake and went drunk a lot, and one of the guys in fucking Idols Montreal just went, hey, we have this IP that a lot of people love, that a lot of people want to buy, and the story never got concluded. If we actually make like a fucking Devil May Cry 5, but Legacy of Kain 5. It's actually 5. No, it's actually 6. Like, and the guy just went like, okay, sure. This game will sell. This game would sell. But the problem will be that there won't be a lot of budget to it. So the same problems that have plagued this fucking series to its fucking inception, even when like it was never planned to be a series anyway, even back when Blood Omen 1, which was owned by Silicon Knights, will still continue. It's just the stigma on it. I fucking hate it. I really fucking hate it. It would be really hard to actually make a continuation to this game. You wanna know why? Actually, nowadays, not so much. Because Amy Haney is no longer a Naughty Dog. You don't have a perfect fucking time to do this right now. Amy Haney is no longer a Naughty Dog. Just hire her, for fuck's sake. Just do it. She's just right there doing nothing. She's probably actually working on something. If I believe she's actually working on something, well, fuck. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I promise you. If you go to Amy Haney and say like, "Hey, Amy, do you want to conclude fucking Legacy of Kain?" I'm sure she'll be on board. I'm really sure she'll be on board. She's like, fuck yeah. Probably not like that, of course. She's a elegant lady. But fuck, she'll be down. Every fucking voice actor working in this fucking game should actually be down. Except Tony J. Tony J is kind of dead. So they kind of will have to like find another voice actor for the Elder God. Well, fuck, they actually could do it. They should continue Samurai Jack without the voice actor of Aku. They did it. Fuck, they could do it now. But the problem is, who would be fucking crazy enough to do it? Huh? Who would be crazy enough to just fucking kick the doors on Square Enix HQ and say, hey, let's do this fucking shit. No bullshit, nothing. But then they have the problem that Square Enix holds the IP, and Square Enix doesn't give a shit. And a matter of fact, that Montreal now is actually fixing a game that shouldn't exist in the first place, which that is fucking Avengers game, which is what the fuck. And we lost Deus Ex to that, and so on and so fucking forth. And it's just sad. Sad. I love playing these games, but I'm sad playing these games too. That's how things are. Okay, boss time. Belkar. A little later. So here we're gonna get a glimpse on how the vampires change. Right. Because up until now, vampires might be the actual old school vampires.
Show yourself, creature.
And this
Do you not recognize me, brother?
is technically a vampire.
Am I so changed?
Melchiah?
Yes, brother. You should have stayed where the Master sent you, Raziel. You will find Nosgoth less pleasant than you remember.
What has become of my clan? Answer me, little brother, or I will beat an answer from your horrid lips.
Everyone is afraid, sibling. You awake to a world of fear. These times of change are so unsettling. Do you think I feel no revulsion for this form? Do you believe for a moment that our Lord would risk his empire upon an upstart inheritance?
Enough riddles. What are you saying?
You are the last to die.
Dude, just imagine Melchiah in HD. He will look fucking gross. I want to see that though. Because since Melchiah, okay, the whole idea behind Melchiah, and a matter of fact, the vampires evolve, and actually in this case, they evolve, is that as long as time passes, they're gonna get thrown into their gimmick, and in order to like Melchiah to function, his body gets so deteriorated. In order for him to function, he fused a lot of corpses to himself. He's an amalgamation of bodies. If you pick up the concept art of Melchiah, it's holy shit. Imagine if the game has the graphics of today. The fuck. Imagine this thing. Imagine this thing just coming to you, made of fucking corpses. Holy shit. Yeah, this is so cool. Fuck me. This is one of the coolest fucking ideas I like, revamping vampires, right? That fucking thing's a vampire. Like that thing. That thing's a fucking vampire. Look at that. Imagine that come to you in HD. That'd be crazy, man. Crazy. I want to see that so badly. And I'll never get to see it. God damn it. Fuck. It'd be so hype. It'd be like a fucking Dead Space kind of shit. See this amalgamation of bodies like, I'm gonna get you. So the entire gimmick of like this boss is this. You cannot hurt Melchiah with nothing. With your claws you can do it, with your spear you can fucking do it. You can only impale him through the gates. Right? And every boss fight has this kind of gimmick to it. you cannot hurt the boss himself because Raziel is kind of stuck to level 1. That's it. Right? Raziel is stuck in level 1, and they are in level like 105. Okay, didn't get stuck, did he? Okay. Where the fuck are you, buddy? Yo. Okay. Okay. There you go. Holy shit, buddy. Am I too fast? I mean, I'm blue, but I'm not a fucking hedgehog. Now can you be a good boy? There we go. Shit. Okay. So the last thing of this. Oh boy. Shit. Ah, he actually knocked me the fuck. Nope. God damn it. Actually, this is interesting because I can actually point this fucking out. Raziel's brothers actually exist in both realms. They exist in the material realm and the spectral realm. Which has a lot of fucking intuitions to it. No, it's not the fact that they're fucking vampires, because they are the only vampires that can do this. It's never explained, because for example, Kain cannot do it. Man, this is a... It's never happened. The cutscene playing the cutscene actually threw me down, so yeah, it's actually good. Bored of it. It's gonna take way longer than I thought I'd be. Yeah, I know, Milkai. I know you're kind of pissed because we don't have legs, but I do. There we fucking go. So Milkai's whole thing is now that I actually need to get him to stay right there. Hey, yo, Milkai. He missed me? What am I doing? Oh, I think I do it. I think I could do it. Let's see. Come on, fuck it. Spin the thing.
Tell me, Melchiah,
Yes.
where can I find Kain?
The master is beyond your reach, Raziel. He makes himself known when he sees fit, not when commanded.
Bye, Milkai. Yeah, you kind of need to actually turn your body into paste in order to fucking kill his ass. I played this game when I was 10 years old. Nice. That's why I'm a perfect example of a human being. Oh boy. And here's the element. No kidding. Inspired by Mega Man.
You have done well, Raziel.
Am I reduced to this? A ghoul? A fratricide?
Elevated, Raziel, not reduced. Consuming Melchiah's soul has endowed you with a new gift.
Oh, yeah.
Insubstantial barriers such as these are no impediment to you in the spectral realm. Will yourself to pass through, and you shall.
So the whole power of Maokai to get past through like these. But you can only do it in the spectral realm. So now you can do this. Any ability you get from the bosses is exploration based, not combat based. Actually, none of the... No, actually there's one. There is one. Do my little circle thing can be used in combat, but it's way clunky to use. It takes a long, so it's way faster to just beat the shit out of your opponent anyway. actually I done goofed. Because I actually should have pushed this thing. Well, fuck. What was a circle? Yeah, here we go. I'm getting sidetracked a bunch. It's not supposed to happen. Where's let me go? Down here. So I can actually make my way back in the mountains. Oh, wait! Why this doesn't happen when you're not like streaming, recording, like this is a matter of fact I'm trying to speak at the same time, so I'm kind of dumbass. I forgot about this. I have pushed this, just like jump right here, and there is a circle of materialism right here. And this. Okay, since now I have Maokai, I can actually get 2 fragments of health and one of the glyphs. For the reason I use this spear is for this fucker right here. What? Come on. Oh, come on! Yeah, we fucking go. Yeah, I love the soundtrack too. Soundtrack is A+.
Return to the sanctuary of the clans, Raziel. Melchiah's soul has endowed you with the means to gain entry. Beware, however.
Sorry.
This hollow derelict is abandoned, but not uninhabited.
So we need to go back to the palace. And do this. Boing. Whee. There we go. Fucking skewer. These fucking guys. I remember when I was little, I was actually kind of scared of this guy. So we go here to get the glue. This is one of the easiest glyphs to get. Like, the puzzle is just this room. Just this room. Just this. And you just do this. There is no way to fuck up this. Seriously. No way. Because you cannot topple the pillars any other direction. Just the right one. And this was actually made on purpose. For the player to like, wow, what the fuck is this shit? It's kind of exactly the mentality I had. I remember to this day I saw this and I turned to a white kid to an Asian kid like, ooh! Like, ooh, look at that! And here we have glyphs. They changed the glyphs like thing and the other.
Once acquired, these glyphs empower you with elemental lore.
Yeah, there's that.
Each spell exacts a sacrifice of energy, however. Use them sparingly and wisely.
This is the only game with glyphs. Right? And you have like a set amount of mana. For example, just to show you what the fuck the glyphs work. This glyph does this. He sends a shockwave. The problem with that, you have another glyph that does kind of the same thing. Which is crazy. And now you cannot use glyphs on spectral form. You Because you can actually now manipulate the elements while being a spirit. Makes sense. Fragment. Well, deal with you, sir. There is something interesting lore-wise about these guys.
These artifacts enhance your stamina, enabling you to prolong your material manifestation.
Oh yeah.
Gather 5 to complete the emblem, and thereby augment your strength.
Completely ignore this fuckwit. Slap on the button. The interesting thing about the Skua is that the Skua, you know, like you, they actually eat souls. And how the afterlife in these series kind of works is that, well, you die, you come to here. Right? For a reason. There is actually a fucking reason. The Elder God, he is kind of the fault that this fucking happens. But the moment your soul is sucked by one of these guys, you cannot return to life. Your soul is completely fucking destroyed. It's consumed. Every soul that the Skua consume goes straight to the Elder God. So, yeah, the Elder God's kind of an asshole. But like in this game, you're kind of like, ah, nah, he's a cool guy. He's helping me out, right? So Reaver comes along, it's like, okay, he's kind of an asshole. One of the curiosities I always had is how would Raziel's children look like? Right? Because we see every brother evolved. Like, not in this game. But I ended up seeing how they actually get their little gimmicks and how they evolve from them. It'd be interesting how to see how exactly Raziel's will look like. You have a kind of a hint. There was a... Not exactly. Because there was not a lot of like concept art on the evolved form of Raziel, but you get a hint in Defiance. Which is crazy. Which is a gigantic ass spoiler by a race of enemies that hasn't even been fucking introduced yet. So, this is what I talk about. It's kind of hard to talk about this fucking game. Okay, we'll go back way back to the belts. Problem is I don't have a spear and the only TP available is straight downwards. Which means I have to punch a fucker in the face and I don't have a way to execute the fucker so the fucker's gonna come back. Nice. Actually, I don't need to do jack shit. I actually just need to do this. Now there's something to think about it. And just do this. There we go. One of the things I missed about Soul Reaver is this shifting between the spectral and the material and like on the fly. That would be cool. That was one of the ideas for like Dead's Son, that the protagonist will actually shift between the two realms at wish. That would be really cool. Some games kinda try to do this. Kind of. There were games that actually tried to do it more in a mechanical sense. There were other games like, for example, Shadow Man that did in a story sense. And Shadow Man is pretty cool, but I really want to like stream the remaster. I actually never finished Shadow Man. I finished Shadow Man last month. He just died. I'll take a bath. Now it's really satisfying just pushing this thing with a little. The sound effects, the blood. The fucker staggers. The matter of fact, the only vampires that actually stay permanent dead is the one that actually falls no more. Because, oh god, I'm gonna be resurrected, and then he dies again. That would be a shitty way to go, don't you think? Just imagine. Come back to life. And it's like you being immortal and you always like being thrown into a volcano. Or being stuck under the sea, you know. You come back only to die again, and come back only to die again, and come back only to fucking die again. Ugh. There's a way to make immortality kind of scary. But actually, as you can see, like they keep some of the elements of the like OG vampires, and do this crazy fucking shit with it. Yeah. Okay, who's ready for a boss fight? Here's another boss fight.
Raziel.
Oh, hi, Kain.
Kain!
The abyss has been unkind.
This guy's voice.
I am your creation, Kain. Now, as before, you criticize your own work. What have you done with my clan, degenerate? You have no right.
What I have made, I can also destroy, child.
Damn you, Kain! You are not God! This act of genocide is unconscionable! Conscience? You dare to speak to me of conscience? Only when you have felt the full gravity of choice should you dare question my judgment. Your lifespan is a flicker compared to the mass of doubt and regret that I have borne since Mortanius first turned me from the light. To know that the fate of the world hangs dependent on the advisedness of my every deed? Can you even begin to conceive what action you would take in my position?
I would choose integrity, Kain.
Look around you, Raziel. See what has become of our empire. Witness the end of an age. The clans scattered to the corners of Nosgoth. This place has outlasted its usefulness. As have you.
The Soul Reaver, Kain's ancient blade, older than any of us and 1,000 times more deadly. The legends claimed that the blade was possessed and thrived by devouring the souls of its victims. For all our bravado, we knew what it meant when Kain drew the Soul Reaver in anger. It meant he was dead.
Just a quick little note. One of the most interesting things about what Soriva did to me as a gamer in general, right, is that every fucking time I hear Kain's voice actor, I fucking forgot the guy's name and I'm really sorry for that. It's like I instant know this guy is going to be a fucking asshole. If you played Dragon Age Origins. Terlo Gain, that's the voice. And the completely betrayal, like spoiler alert if you didn't play Dragon Age Origins. The betrayal of Terlo Gain was fucking told me the moment I heard this guy's fucking voice. The moment I actually got introduced to the character, he speaks to the king, I was like, this guy's gonna fucking betray us, isn't he? He's a fucking antagonist, isn't he? And he is a fucking antagonist. I don't blame the choice. This guy has a really great fucking voice. He really fucking does. Everyone in this game has a great fucking voice. But it's like they cast the same guy that played an antagonist to play a fucking antagonist. It's it's crazy. Like, holy shit. The moment I heard it, like, yep, you're the asshole of the week. Man, this boss fight's a bitch. Boss fight is a bitch. It's easy. You just need to slap Kain 3 fucking times. Like, for example, right here, I fucked up. Got zapped. And I instantly die. Hey. Now here comes the interesting thing. Right? There's a wraith. The fuck does that mean? Because I'm pretty sure that the enemy placement is supposed to kind of make sense in a lower perspective too. And one of the things that makes this boss fight really fucking hard is that Kain teleports to 3 places. Under the banner, this one, and right in the end of right at the beginning of the staircase leading to the throne. That's it. But what makes this boss fight fucking hard is that Kain teleports. Right? He makes use of the fact that the game has a really shitty camera. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. The idea they have, oh yeah, how we should make Kain play. No, he teleports around like an asshole. Like, you really need to book. See? You really need to fucking book with this guy. You kind of need to start running before he starts to deteriorate. It's crazy. Like, see? You barely fucking make it. There you go. That's it. That's the whole boss fight. Easy as fuck. And that actually plays to Kain's character. He cheats. Of course he fucking cheats. He's Kain.
The blade is vanquished. So it unfolds. And we are a step closer to our destiny.
I don't know if I should actually spoiler the fuck out of this. I will not. I will not. But I think I will not because it will fuck up Reaver 2 a lot. Love this guy's laugh. It's amazing.
I swore I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing, but I knew the finishing move.
Such an amazing line. Amazing line.
From this moment and ever afterward, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Reaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a wraith blade, its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored. Once manifest, it will sustain you.
So now we don't deteriorate while we do material. Nice.
What are you, little soul? Another of Kain's creatures come to taunt this bound spectre.
I did not intend to disturb your rest.
Rest. A body is needed for sleep. Flesh and bones are required to recline.
It's fucking writing.
No, child. All I may do is watch and remember, ceaselessly conscious as this wretched world's history unfurls.
Just listen to this guy.
Ghastly past, insufferable future, are they one and the same? Am I always here?
How have you come to haunt these pillars?
Cain refused the sacrifice. The Pillar of Balance, corrupted to its core, stands as a monument to his blind ambition. Now these pillars serve only to bind me here, my prison and eternal home, thanks to the avarice of your master, Cain.
That bastard can claim no allegiance from me.
Then we share a common foe, Raziel. Return here when you have need. Ariel remembers what others have forgotten.
Yes, ghost, jiggle physics. Ariel, holy fuck, what can I say about fucking Ariel? Without spoiling the fuck out of this game. I don't know. I'm actually hentai. I'm tying my hand on this one. I have no fucking clue how to actually explain Ariel. Actually, I know how to explain a bit of Ariel. Ariel was the... Okay, history time. Sit the fuck down. Get some popcorn. I'm gonna talk a bunch. You see, right behind me, if you never play Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, this behind me is right here. Pillars of Nosgoth. Each pillar actually represents a part of nature, like conflict, dimension, death, and life, and yada yada yada. And the pillar in the middle is the pillar of balance, right? Each pillar had a guardian. History time had a guardian. Kain killed each one of these fucking guardians, right? Not Ariel, because Ariel died way before Kain was even fucking born. Actually, the whole thing, everything that happened in Blood Omen 1 was the matter of fact someone fucking killed Ariel. One of the... fuck was his name? The guy that was the mentalist. Fuck, remember. Nupraptor. Nupraptor was actually married to Ariel. Ariel was the Balance Guardian, the one pillar in the middle, right? Mortanius, the Guardian of Death, stepped the fuck out of Ariel. Ariel died. Nupraptor found her corpse. Mother Nupraptor went to madness. The madness afflicted everyone in the circle, right? Everyone got batshit crazy. So what happens is, every time a guardian dies, the pillar would choose who the next guardian is, right? So the only guardian to die, way before, you know, Kain decided to fucking slaughter everyone, was just Ariel. And the role of Balance Guardian went to Kain. This is why he makes his throne the middle pillar, right? This is why the middle pillar is still corrupt. The other ones is kind of white. The middle is still corrupt because of that. So in the end of the game, you have two endings in Blood Omen 1. You either kill yourself and you restore the pillars of Nosgoth, and everything is fucking hunky-dory, right? This was the original ending of the game. There was no Soul Reaver, there was no Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, Defiance, there was nothing. The chronological ending, the ending that actually creates the Legacy of Kain series, it's supposed to be quote-unquote the evil ending, where Kain just say, fuck it, I'm the fucking vampire lord now, bitch. It's pretty much that. He condemns the pillars to fucking decay. The pillars are fucking gone, right? What the Elder God Kain tells them, actually, let me rephrase that. After eons passed, right? Then fucking Kain went in a conquering war to control Nosgoth. He creates Raziel and his brothers to make his generals. The war goes on, yada yada yada. And then we have the intro of the game, right? Then Kain actually rips Raziel's wings, throws into the abyss. Then what happens between this and that is that Kain fucking disappears. The clans don't know what the fuck to do. Dumas goes to do his own shtick. Zephon decides to be like a emo son of a bitch and locks himself in an attic. Melkai is falling to pieces, decides to sew himself like a granny's... I don't know what the fuck I was going with that. Rahab goes to take a swim. Terrell fucking disappears, so on, so on. And then Raziel comes back, right? And one of the lines, as you see, as we have heard, when we go to the front gates of this place, is that the Elder God, the first thing the Elder God goes is that, oh, the world is gone to shit, because it has. So much so that geography of Nosgoth is being like tinted and morphed so much because the world is kind of sick. And the Elder God shtick is like, oh, this is fucking Kain's fault, right? Oh, Kain is kind of an asshole, he killed you. Because the Elder God is just playing Raziel. Oh, this guy is really fucking mad. Let's use him to get to Kain. Because the first hint you have that things are not as it seems, and something that Raziel doesn't actually get in this game, is that, okay, Kain tried to strike Raziel with the Sword Reaver. I'm gonna say why the sword exploded. If you play the other games, you know exactly why the sword fucking exploded, but I'm not telling you right now. And he doesn't kill you. He just slaps it off and just teleports wherever the fuck he's supposed to be. That's it. You just say bye. Poof. Why? He has Raziel on his knees. Raziel is weakened by the blow, so much so that he slowly fades away into the spectral realm. But Kain doesn't do anything. He doesn't kick Raziel, he doesn't try to kill him, because... Spoiler alert, Kain knows how Raziel function, right? He knows that kind of Raziel doesn't die, but he knows exactly how the fuck that works. You know, Raziel comes back, but he doesn't know that, or he teleports into the spectral realm or anything like that. He doesn't know that, right? But he doesn't make a move on Raziel, so it kind of throws a shade on the player, on the player itself, himself, or herself. Is that, see, kind of things not kind of adding up, right? And the game throws you Ariel, the one other character that has every fucking right to be pissed off at Kain. Is another character to just point the finger at Kain and go kill that motherfucker, because he's everything wrong with the world. And the interesting thing about Ariel herself, she's the most good character, right? If you actually get the alignment sheet on D&D, she is, I would say, lawful good. Or she's at least neutral good, right? Because everything she does is for the balance. She says a bunch.
Far in the eastern mountains, a stifled titan stands in mute surrender, unwilling host to a parasitic swarm.
I love that little hint. It's the cathedral being ruled over by Zephon and his minions, right? So we're going to the second brother right now. Ariel is an interesting fucking character. It's kind of sad that she doesn't have a lot of dialogue in this game. But when you actually take to account what happened in Blood Omen 1 and her little appearances through Reaver 2 and Defiance, she fucking hates Kain, you know? Because she pretty much went, okay, Kain, you need to restore the balance, okay? I'm not gonna tell you need to kill yourself by the end of this thing, okay? Okay. So I need you to go kill my fucking co-workers, okay? So we can actually try to fix this shit. Again, not knowing what the fuck was going on, because no one fucking told him. Just went with it. Like, okay, yeah, fucking kill these guys. So that's pretty much Blood Omen 1, like in a very, very, very condensed paragraph.
Your brother Zephon's keep lies far to the east, beyond the ruins that greeted your first exit from the underworld. He and his brood have cocooned themselves in a derelict cathedral, having murdered its human guardians.
Interesting thing, you know why this little tidbit was added? Because the way that Ariel gives hints to you is kind of that little cryptic thing, little cryptic way. And a lot of players kind of got confused. A lot of people are like, what the fuck is she talking about? Huh? So in order to kind of quote unquote fix that, they have the elder guy like pretty much, hey, yo, you know the place actually came when you begin the game? Go there. Oh yeah. I fucking love the Soul Reaver. Okay. So now we have the Soul Reaver. This thing is powerful as fuck. It kills anything in 1 or 2 hits. That's it. Anything. And as long as I have it, I hold my arm, all swirly and such. My life doesn't degrade. It should be way easier for me to do this. The sword pretty much doesn't degrade. But if I take a hit, in the material realm of course, if I take a hit, the sword disappears. Any hit. Any fucking hit. In the spectral realm, it doesn't matter how many hits I get in my face. The sword just stays. Right? In Soul Reaver 2, they're going to change that. They're going to change the mechanic of Soul Reaver 2. And I prefer the way they actually use it in Soul Reaver 2 better than this one. Because the game gives you a ridiculously powerful weapon, right? Because even back in Blood Omen 1, even back playing Blood Omen, the Soul Reaver was a one-hit KO on anything. Even on bosses, that fucking thing was a 1 or 2 hit KO. It's crazy powerful, right? But the cost of using the Soul Reaver in Blood Omen 1 was the matter of fact that every time you kill an enemy with the Soul Reaver, the fucker explodes. It's poof. And you didn't have a way to restore health, right? Because the guys explode, it cannot draw blood, so on and so forth, right? So this is the cathedral. There's actually one part of the cathedral. So, interestingly enough, when it comes to Soul Reaver, they decided to do this. You know, they went with the spirit motif too. Right? Like, oh, you can manifest, but only if you have full health. But if you get a hit, you lose the most powerful weapon in the game. It's fine. It works fine. But thematically, it's kind of eh. Because the Soul Reaver is supposed to be, like, lore-wise, the equivalent of... Fuck. The most exact equivalent of the Soul Reaver is the Stormbringer Blade from Elric. In gaming terms, what comes close is Frostmourne. You feel me? It was a sword that the whole gimmick of the sword is that it drew the souls of its victims, right? But that actually, the concept of a blade actually sucking the soul actually came from Michael's Moorcock Elric, which this game is heavily fucking inspired by. Heavily. Every game in the Legacy of Kain series is just inspired by Michael's Moorcock. Eric. Fuck. Kain is Eric. In a bit of attitude. The way he's designed, even more so in Blood Omen, which he's an albino with a red fucking eyes. This one, not so much. It just keeps kind of like the characteristics of Eric. Because Eric's kind of an asshole, but the biggest difference between Eric and Kain is that Eric is a bit more melodramatic. Unless you like reading the Bond SNA, which is French comics. The Bond SNA adaptation of Eric, which is fucking amazing, you should actually buy it. Which is just kidding. Okay, this vampire is awesome. I fucking hate these guys. This fucker in particular. So, from its children, you kinda have an idea what fucking Zephon looks like, right? This fucker is a fucking spider. What's up, boy? Hey, Judge, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Bye. Well, dude. Hey, it's good to have you guys on board. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So these are Zephon's children. They're fucking spider vampires. Yes, spider vampires. That's why I fucking love this game. Vampires is taken to a fucking crazy extreme. That's alright. It's alright. Thanks for coming by anyway. So interesting. And what I kind of commented on a bit ago on fucking Melchias is that Legacy of Kain goes crazy with the vampires, at least in this game. And this is something good for, like, if you're an inspired writer, like I am. Like, yeah, you can actually respect the old stuff, like respect the OG vampires by the rules and everything. Oh, my beautiful soothing voice, right? Is that like, oh, you want to do like a crazy looking vampire? Just do it. Just fucking do it. Thing is, you may say like, oh wait, you mean like the vampires on Twilight count? Like, yeah, unfortunately, yes, it does. It's still shit, mind you. A vampire that glows and twinkles like a fucking jewelry. And actually, funny enough, yes, I have read that garbage. Funny enough, that was the concept. The okay, I'm gonna go on this tangent just for a bit. Her idea for the vampires in Twilight was just that. Since a woman is attracted by a vampire, she made a vampire that glows like fucking jewelry. What the fuck? Like, really, what the fuck? Hex, I'm gonna be completely honest, man, if you don't know anything about Legacy of Kain, buddy, just buy it. I'm gonna be completely honest, just buy it. It's a great series. This game, so Reaver 1, 2, and Blood Omen 2, and Defiance, has on Steam. The first game of the series, which is Blood Omen, it doesn't. Because Blood Omen 1 is a bitch to get. It's a bitch. It has a PC release. It really does. But if you want to play Blood Omen 1, I'll warn you about two things. The game is really fucking old. The fuck that means? It's janky. janky as fuck. It's really fucking janky. So gameplay wise, you're gonna have to kind of slug through. The story's amazing, but holy shit, the gameplay is kind of archaic. But I recommend it. Spoiler though.
Once a testament to mankind's defiance of Kain's empire,
Cutscene first.
this towering cathedral now stood derelict. The humans who worshipped here, dead for centuries. Its architects conceived this tower as a holy weapon against the vampire menace, a colossal instrument of brass and stone. The cathedral's pipes, once tuned to blast a deadly hymn, now stood silent, and these vacant spaces whistled their impotence.
But one other thing I want to warn you about, if you ever like, I recommend Legacy of Kain to anyone that likes a really fun little game, loves really good writing, but I warn you, and I warn anyone that I recommend, the series ends in a fucking cliffhanger. Right? I still want people to play it, but I want people to understand that this series ends in a fucking cliffhanger because Defiance is the last game, and Dark Prophecy was supposed to be the last one in the series, was cancelled and never made. It was pretty much done, but no one actually fucking finished the game. This is why a lot of people, like for example, one of the YouTubers I watched a lot, which is Lore Runner, talks about a lot about his namesake, a lot of lore, and he actually made a 3 videos on Legacy of Kain. And one of the things that I actually touch upon is that fact, is that Legacy of Kain, it's done. It's never gonna get a fucking conclusion. Right? Unfortunately, this game is never gonna get. This series is never gonna get a conclusion. It may happen, but it may not, because the IP is owned by, well, Square Enix. And Square Enix, I fucking hate Square Enix. So unless they made like Final Fantasy Legacy of Kain, Square Enix doesn't give a fuck. That's the problem. I don't know how much version of this game I have. In terms of versions, you're fine. Really, just the first game, like Blood Omen, just Blood Omen. It's impossible to fucking get. Because either you can emulate it, but if you want to play the PC version, holy shit, good luck, my friend. Because I never found it. I have a site that I use a lot to get the really old games you cannot buy like on Steam, which is my Abandonware. It has that. It has the Legacy of Kain Blood Omen 1 in the list. But when you click the list, it gives you a link to the PSN release of the game, right? Because that's what my Abandonware does. Like, it keeps the games, keeps the ISO of the games, but if the games get re-released, they actually delete the ISO, right? And actually put a link where you can actually buy the game. That's a good thing. But what I don't understand about Legacy of Kain is that the PC version of the game of the Blood Omen 1 you cannot find anywhere. Anywhere. It's dead on fucking water. Which it bugs the fuck out of me, because really the game I wanted to like stream was actually Blood Omen 1. But, well, as I explained, it's kind of a bitch to get. And I only got the PS1 emulator yesterday. And I kind of was, son of a bitch. Man, I hate this section of the game. I hate it. Fucking hate it. Where the fuck is these? Oh no. Wait. Oh, there's not a pipe in this thing. Ah, oh, god damn it. I hate this room. Fuck. Okay. No, there's a way. There's a way. It's gonna be a bitch. You son There we go. Goodbye. Ah, come on. Bro, just die. Thank you. Fuck. And more block puzzles. KOF, yeah. I fucking have KOF 14. You didn't come to my house to fucking play it, but to be honest. So much so now KOF 15 is coming out. It's looking fucking great. Okay, so let's see if I can remember this. Let's see. Is that one or this one? No, this one. Dude, I'm gonna be completely honest, by the time you get here to play 14, 15 would actually come out. Bro, KOF 15 is looking the shit. The roster's kind of strange though, but I kind of get it. Fucking Benimaru not in the same team as Kyo, that's really fucking weird. But I kinda understood. Fucking Kyo, Yori, and the mirror chick, I kinda always forget her name. Kagura, there we go. Okay, I have. Fucking great. Oh, I done goofed. I done goofed. I done goofed. I done really goofed. And how the fuck am I supposed to do this? Oh yeah, of course. Respawning. Fucking really? Come on, dude, just getting failed. Oh, come on. The fucker got stuck. No, it's the other way around. Man, I hate this room. I hate this room with fire fucking passion. Hey man, you can actually write Portuguese in the chat all you want, it's fine. I'm just gonna answer in English though. Die! Die! Thank you. Right, now I need to like get one of these out. Isn't this one? What the fuck? Am I getting confused? What? Okay, he fucking spawned a pike. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god, that's really funny. Man, I think I fucked myself. Oh no 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 no! I'm a dumbass. no, my dumbass. No, really fucking dumbass. Could have done that without the block. Fuck! Oh yes, I am delicious. I'm delicious. Like I said, I hope you like fucking block puzzles. There's gonna be a lot. There's more in this fucking section of the game. Oh boy. There we go. Always overcomplicating shit. Okay, let's get you into fucking position. That sounds vaguely fucking sexual. How's that, buddy? Yeah, thank you. Do one more. YouTube. It's two, right? No, you. Come on, buddy, just. There we go. Just slide this fucker into place. There we go. Hope you like that one. There's 4. I think there's 4 more to go. Okay. I'm gonna be completely honest, the cathedral is the worst section of this game. Set the souls. Back. Fuck you! I have no idea how much time I've been streaming. I think 2 hours? There's still like 2 stages left? Not counting this one? Because there's raw hobs. Raw hobs are going to be a pain in the ass because the platforming. There's the Ma's pretty much straight fucking forward. Oh yeah, there's the Temple of Time too. Fuck. That's a lot of things to do. Probably not gonna finish this game in one go. Cause my back's fucking killing me. My throat is dry. The cathedral is ass. Not the good ass, the worst kind of ass. I complain about the cathedral a bunch, but holy fuck, the cathedral is loose. Because the cathedral is just like block puzzles on top of block puzzles, and then you have these. Which is wind tunnel puzzles, just a puzzle fest. I kind of get it why, because Maokai is a straightforward like punching fight, but yeah, there's this thing too. Fuck. There's the bell puzzle. Fucking bell puzzles. The monks. I love this week. God damn it, this one. blocks. Ammo blocks. But this time it actually put up pipe for you to use. Ah, boy. So, oh, hi guys. What's up? Ah, you son of a bitch. Raziel's the fucking worker, man. Right. Need my spray can of raid. And one push. There we go. Okay. One more thing. Okay, this one is here. You see, the puzzles themselves are not hard, it's just fucking monotonous. Like, push this here, push that there, so on and so fucking forth. It's straightforward, it's easy to do, it's just like pushing this and pushing that. If I had the money to do a remaster of this game, I would change this for sure. Try to make like each puzzle in each floor of the cathedral be something different, you know? Instead of being blocks all day, every day. Like the thematics of the blocks in this room actually makes sense because you're kind of trying to activate the tower again. So I kind of tried to need, kind of like a plumber trying to fix the disconnections and everything. What I never understood about this section in particular. As you saw, there are monks running around, right? And the monks run around with these things. What the fuck? I never understood if, for example, like the monks, they have an agreement with Zephon, they worship Zephon. Maybe that's the case. I'm thinking that's the case. Because I don't want to get the mural on the lower floor too literally. Because the mural pretty much established the people worshipping a spider-like guy. So I'm kind of like just shooting in the dark on that point on the lore, because in the lore there's not fucking explained. Man, and they have another block puzzle here, and they have a bell puzzle there. What puzzles? See? Because these guys are just like chilling. Just, nah, holding my spear, just, hello. And these guys are supposed to be the best vampire hunters around. They're worshipping a vampire. Like, okay, I get the fucker looks more like a spider than a vampire, but still. But I think it's kind of supposed to be like... Okay, I want to see where goes where. Okay. Two almost raise that one. This one. Yeah, it's that one with this one. Okay. I can get my fucking berries here. Because the moment I go to the material realm... Fucking Spider-Man. Hey, Jonas Jameson would be fucking proud. Actually, now that I stop to think about it, I think the way Jonah Jameson actually envisions Spider-Man is just like that. A creepy looking fucking spider dude. I like spiders. Okay. What else? I can get you this way. Yes. Position. There we go. Only two remaining. This one's good. This. This. There we go. The funny thing about this stage, it's one of the most boring ones, but with the most creative design for the brothers. Because as we saw earlier, Melkai was pretty much a amalgamation of bodies. And you think like, oh, Zephon's just a giant spider guy, right? Not quite. Nah, not quite. It has the most fucking interesting design of them all. Is that it's just that his stage kinda sucks. Not horrible, just monotonous. It's kinda like going to church. Look. I actually wanted to like meet a level designer of this game in person just to ask him that. So you made the cathedral boring on purpose. He was like, yeah, it's like going to church. Yeah, man. Wouldn't that be fun? What the fuck? Oh yeah! I need to break the glass. Because in this spectrum, this is. But it's great. This game's great. Come on, nope. Son of a bitch. It's one of my favorite games, man. This is up there with like The Darkness, Devil May Cry. Castlevania. Which I want to do a marathon on, Castlevania, but it's going to be a bitch. Because Castlevania games are all over the fucking place. And you can barely fucking make it. Because then I will have to like play Castlevanias on the DS, and there's Castlevanias on the other. The Castlevanias are only on fucking Nintendo system. Because Konami just released the old schools, you know. Bro, I have 5. There we go. Holy shit. Bro, 5 is just the best one. It's just the best one. With the Virgil DLC, it's just the best one. I want to do a marathon, but like in Steam, I don't have like 4 and 1, 2, 3. Which it's kind of a detriment, you know? So to me, like, I need to buy the collection, the HD collection of 1, 2, and 3. And then I need to buy 4 special edition, and then I play 5. And 5 is fucking great, but the problem with 5 is I will probably do like a Virgil playthrough too. And like in the normal game, the problem with the Virgil DLC is that the entire game is just Virgil. And the game was not made for one character. For one playstyle, you know. So the game kind of gets repetitive. And still great. Still fucking great. Now, 3 is the best one. It's one of the best ones out of the old school. Oh, you son of a... Where the fuck am I? Oh no, look at the reference. Where do I go? Nah, there's a portal right back there. Like, 1 is great. Devil May Cry 1 is great. Devil May Cry 2, it's pretty jank. It's really fucking janky. Oh, no. The portal is this way. Get the portal first. Like, Devil May Cry 2 is jank, but I respect Devil May Cry 2 because a lot of things that Devil May Cry fans take for granted came from Devil May Cry 2. And a lot of people really hate Devil May Cry 2 even more now because they have Devil May Cry 3. Which is kind of unfair on Devil May Cry 2. Like, Devil May Cry 2 is jank as fuck, but it has charm to it, you know? It has a certain charm to it. It's not a game that I played a bunch, gotta be honest. And oh boy. God damn it. Tell me there's a... Thank you. Oh, I shouldn't even be here. Dude, can you let me a second? Fuck me. Well, that's one way of looking at it, I'll be honest. Okay, I don't even need to be here, so... Fuck this! I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. So yeah, it's pretty much like Dragon Ball GT. Yeah, it had a lot of cool things in it, but it's still janky as fuck. No, Devil May Cry 3 and 1 just... Ooh. It was bad shit. It's funny to me because I tried to like play Devil May Cry 1 again for some time. And holy shit, do I miss the moves in 3 and like in 4 and like in 5. I played the game, I was like, where the fuck is this? Where the fuck is that? Fuck man, why can't I like cancel my stinger into a launcher or so on so fucking forth? It's kind of like playing Batman Arkham, you know, the Arkham series. You play like, for example, Arkham City, and then you go back to Arkham Asylum, and then you don't have like the strike, what I call the Auras, and you're like, ah, god damn it, there's something missing. Where's my moveset? Hey, Will, thanks for coming, man. Even though you have no fucking clue we were here to begin with. In any case, it's Georgio's fault. It's all his fucking fault. Why not? Fuck you. And I'm blind as a bat. Bro, do you mind fucking off? Thank you. And do you mind dying too? What is the combination to this? Still got it. Well, yeah, it's really more simple because, well, it was the first of the fucking games. But one of the things I just really do not like of Devil May Cry 1 is you can only change your weapons on the menu. That... I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea. It was not a good idea. It wasn't. Still isn't. This one, right? What? Why? What are the critiques of 4? Speaking of 4, one of the critiques of Devil May Cry 4 I never fucking understood was that Nero played exactly like Dante. Which boggles my fucking mind. Oh, Nero's exactly like Dante. What? Did you play the fucking game? Like, Nero's whole shtick is the Devil Bringer. That's it. He's like a simplified... He's like Dante from Devil May Cry 1 with the hook from Scorpion. Yeah. Oh yeah, the platforming in Devil May Cry. Ooh. My boy. like the king from Zelda, my boy. The platform in Devil May Cry. Yeesh. Fucking ish. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So much so, like, you pretty much don't have any fucking platforming in 4, and you have pretty much 0 in 5, so... Because the platforming in 1, 2, and 3, Jesus fucking Christ. The only thing that made the platforming tolerable in Devil May Cry 3 was if you had the double jump, right? And the problem with that is not every weapon you had the double jump. The only weapons that had the double jump were, if I'm not mistaken, was Rebellion and Beowulf. And if I'm not mistaken, the swords. That's it. Agni Hoover. Hang on that, buddy. I'm cutscene. Hang on. Don't attack me yet. Ok, does. Era melhor nem ter. Yeah. The game would be way better off without it. Die. 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 Oh yeah, I don't have a weapon. Fuck. And I have those hole no more. Great. Itsy bitsy spider, bye bye. Are you fucking kidding? There we go. You know what we need to do? We need to get the people together and play fucking Tekken. Although Dark's not gonna like Tekken 5 because Tekken 7 because Tekken 7 doesn't have the kangaroos. Which he said. Tekken Day. Bro, Tekken is just the best. Although, like I said, Tekken 7 kind of got a bit more serious. Like, so you don't have fucking kangaroo, fucking dinosaur with boxing gloves anymore. Which is sad. It's really sad. Like, flip this one. What the fuck? Nah. Tekken Day was amazing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Nothing like 2 hours of complaining about the kangaroos. You kidding me? Dude, can I just feed him a soul and kill you? Oh man. We went 3 hours straight just complaining about Tekken. Like, what the fuck is this? A kangaroo? The fuck's that game about karate having a kangaroo? A good time, a good time. It was a good day. But hey, the Tekken team were actually at that day. They heard us so much so that Tekken 7, no bullshit, no kangaroos, no dinosaurs, nothing. Straight up fucking people and robots. That was fun. Oh boy, I really don't want to fight you guys, but. This, there we go. Should have the glyph. Should have used the glyph. Ah, man. Can I... Oh, fucking god. Bro, Tekken has everything. He actually had fucking everything. Dinosaurs, demons, robot waifus. Oh, man. Android. Androids. Fucking elder gods. Tekken is Japanese as a fighting game can get. I think. That's coming from a country that gave us fucking Blaze Blue. And Guilty Gear. You know? Bro, you think Akuma was bad? Akuma when he... No, okay. Akuma was the most broken character in Tekken 7 when he came out. He still kinda is. But ever since then, his throne of the most like bullshit character was taken by Leroy. Which is one of the DLC characters I want to have. Because the problem is... the problem with the Tekken copy I don't have every single DLC character. Which is edged. You have fucking Geese Howard in that game. Like, what the fuck? They put Geese fucking Howard in Tekken. Yeah, man. It's Japan. Being Japan. Get this for a second. Stick this up your ass. Come on, buddies. Come on. Man. Just the way this thing clings to the wall. Look at this. How fuck is that? Okay, if you guys are just gonna stay on the wall and you're gonna bother you. Of course, you came down from the wall. Because I don't want to get slapped in the face. The Soul Reaver. Try to blow this fucker with the Soul Reaver. There we go. In Tekken 7 you can do it. Bro, Tekken 7 can do fucking Negan from Walking Dead against Geese Howard from Fatal Fury. I just love the fact that Chad now is just talking about Tekken. The intricacies of Tekken lore. Fucking Dark Souls lore has nothing on... No, on Tekken lore. Does Dark Souls have dinosaurs in boxing? Does fucking nope. Yeah, fucking demons the fuck karate. Fucking nope. That is just bad shit. The funny thing, okay, what makes kind of like Tekken funny in certain aspects is that Tekken is the most grounded batshit game I know. Right? Because in a design standpoint, it's not crazy like Guilty Gear or even like Blaze Blue, where everything is fucking exaggerated. No, the human characters in Tekken, they look pretty fucking normal. You just have a fucking bear fighting a demon. Because why not? See, the world is grounded and yet is batshit. I think that's where Tekken's appeals is. Great, fucking spider guys coming from before. Yeah, but thank you. I really don't want to fuck this one up. Okay, there we go. This one down. There's another one to do. And I hate this part because they have respawning enemies. Respawning enemies is bullshit. Yo, 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 yo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Fuck. I look at the chat now, I have no fucking clue where to go. Fuck, it's the next one back, right? The pipe goes to the other one. Okay. So I can get my bearings and begin to like roam around like a chicken with his fucking head cut off. Yeah, you okay there, buddy? Okay, just hang on because the fucking cell phone is turning itself off. Bro, unfortunately, I don't remember 7 has Mokujin. It doesn't it? Ah, I don't remember. Fuck, I think Tekken 7 doesn't have Mokujin. I really think it doesn't. But they pretty much got rid of the that quote-unquote CD shit. Just a 5, anything. 5. Away from me. Oh, no. Okay, so let's go. I need to shove. And I'm lost. Okay, don't hit that. Never hit that fucking belt. Just don't do it. It's not good for your health. Actually, these guys are kind of cheeky bastards because they put that bell right there and you think, okay, we have another bell puzzle, right? And you don't. You just hit the bell like a bunch of fucking spiders come out of the... Just rain down on you. I'm like, ah, shit. I don't have to worry about this place. Good. I kind of do these pauses because, like, the connection with the cell phone kind of died. And until I keep fumbling with it. No, fuck. Nope. Nope. Damn it. And I hate these fucking things. What? Fuck you. Fuck you too. Bring it on, bring it on. Just to get the soul. No, god damn it. Soul lost. Which means weapon lost. There we go. God damn it. At least no respawning anymore. Oh boy. I need to focus on one thing, but I can't. Eddie fucking Gordo. No, come on. Come on. Raziel, come on. What? I need to do something else? Are you fucking kidding me? What did I forget to do? Oh, I'm a... Of course. That thing isn't... I thought it was a... Anyway, I was actually misremembering. Ah, boy. This room. Yep, here it is. Run, ya bastard. Ooh. And that's it. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Turn off fucking valve. What the hell? Back to the spirit realm. God, come on. There we go, Raz. Okay, now it's progress. Fuck. There we go, and just right away. Okay, so we're getting close. Yes. Shit. Go in here, get the portal here. There it is. Okay, so now we are at the top of the tower. I mean the cathedral. Fuck, the cathedral that looks like a tower. Actually, the cathedral was built like a tower. You know what I mean. So I think I killed Zephon. Let me see how much damage Jimmy doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me. Great. So, we're at the top. There's nothing but webs. Nothing but webs. All the way through. So, guys, fucking ready for one of the best enemy designs I've ever seen? I mean, visual wise. Check this shit out. Zephon is the room. He's an insect that actually the entire fucking room. His design was kind of inspired by the alien queen.
The prodigal son. There is no returning for you, Raziel.
Oh, hi, Tony J.
Zephon, your visage becomes you. It's an appropriate reflection of your soul.
And you are not his handsome Raziel anymore. His precious firstborn son turned betrayer.
Look at this motherfucker.
You have missed so many changes, little Raziel. Look around you. See how the human's weapon of destruction has become my home. Indeed, my body. A cocoon of brick and granite from which to watch a pupating world.
A crevice in which to cower, only scuttling from the shadows to devour a victim already ensnared in your cowardly trap. But you've made the mistake of leaving me unbound, and it is you who must succumb to my will.
Will, instinct, reflex action. The insect mind finds little difference. I warn you, brother. As my stature has grown, so it is matched by my appetite. Step forward, morsel.
So again, this is a very straightforward fight. Down here, boom, the motherfucker. He spit out a cocoon. Get the cocoon. Don't fucking die like I did. Strange, because he usually has God damn, I was there. He has a staggering time. Oh yeah, Zephon's the only brother that actually doesn't appear in both sides. Oh, I got my facts wrong. What the fuck? Hopefully the cocoon will still be in the same fucking place. Yep. They got the cocoon. Lit the fucker on fire. Throw a little fucker on the big fucker. And just repeat. That's it. Ooh, boy. Kind of, yeah. This fucking sound, it's a bit unnerving, a bit ticking. Give me that. God damn it, give me that. Thank you. And are we done? Yes. Don't fire. That's the only way to kill its own fucking children. Actually, I actually just think like this. He's giving birth. Yeah, he is giving birth. And picking up the egg, lighting his child on fire and throwing back at him. Just poetry.
Consuming Zephon's apostate soul has bestowed on you a new gift. Like his vampire spawn, you are able to scale certain walls which are otherwise impassable, but only in the physical realm. In the spirit world, these insubstantial edifices will not support you.
I still love Zephon's design. It's fucking crazy. Let's take a good look at this thing. This is him. This is him. That's crazy, man. And keep in mind, this fucker is a vampire. This is a vampire, mind you. This thing right here. This is a fucking vampire. What the fuck?
In the mountains beyond the pillars, Nosgoth's cataclysms have exposed an ancient crime. Endowed with Zephon's soul, you may now progress where your path was hitherto impeded.
One thing it's kinda bugs the fuck out of me every time. How the fuck did this guy come from? Right? He wasn't captured. Not as far as I know. Because he's not on a cocoon, right? I have no fucking clue how a human got here. Maybe he got captured, he got himself freed, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But hey, it's fucking convenient. I love Zephon's design, but the way you fight him is kind of handy. I would actually kind of try to change a bit of that, making you like get the power up of the Reaver that actually imbues it with fire. That'd be cool. Actually, try to fight him one-on-one, trying to destroy every leg in him, and like having this last blow done with the Soul Reaver, like bam, right in his fucking face. Instead of being kind of an episode of Hell's Kitchen. Coming through. Man, I don't remember that. I really don't remember that. I have to play the old Tekken to remember that. I can actually now talk to Ariel again. Ariel, you bitch.
Like a corpse in a shallow grave, corruption rises to the surface. Beyond these pillars, the defiled victim mutely screams its outrage.
Interesting tidbit. Now what's that one? Now I can do this. So inside the sanctum, right? You have this little door that only like Zephon and Kain could ever get to. And if you actually exit either side, you come to some place. Oh my god. Some people believe that Kain is using Duma's children as guards. It's actually the other way around. Because since Kain kind of disappeared, Duma tried like to take control of things. That's why you see his children everywhere. Bro, I know a lot of this game, way too much actually. I played way too much, way too much. Am I going too slow? I'm going to burn. Burn, bitch. God damn it. Oh, you son of a... Do I have a spike nearby? I'm gonna have a spike nearby. I don't have a spike nearby, do I? No. So, goodbye! Goodbye. So Reaver 1, yes. So Reaver 1 actually has a Portuguese
The
dub.
ancient tomb of the Seraphim, once
It ain't half
impenetrably
bad.
sealed, now ravaged by Nosgoth's upheavals.
It's not as good as this one.
Its mysteries lay exposed. In the time of Vorador, centuries before Kain was made, the Seraphim warrior priests waged a merciless war against the vampire tribes of Nosgoth. Emboldened by righteousness, they committed unspeakable and indiscriminate acts of violence, massacring fledglings and ancients alike. They decimated entire bloodlines in mere decades. Now their husks lay here, murderers enshrined.
Fight like it. Come on, I don't have anything, right? Nope. Of course I don't. Never do. Never do. Be a waste of time anyway. Okay guys, just hang on for a second. Because the phone just crashed. That is great. Actually, just let me check something out. How many hours have I been doing this? 2? Just 2? Okay. We continue on. So, shall soldier on. But yes, so Reaver 1 actually has a multi-language dub. I know that the Portuguese dub, it's not bad. I cannot say for the other ones. But even the official dub, it's you cannot get it officially anymore. You just can't. You actually have to like find a way to pirate the game that has the official Portuguese dub. It's crazy. Okay, let me see if I can just fix this fucking thing. I can actually see what the fuck you guys are doing. Because the only way for me to see the chat, okay, this is the problem I always have when I'm doing lives. Because I have only 2 choices. I can actually plug the phone into the PC, so the phone doesn't die, so I can see the chat, or I can be crazy enough to actually put my laptop on the side of this screen I'm using to just see the chat. So I actually prefer to use the phone, but the phone's a really shitty phone. And it keeps bugging all the fucking time. That's why I keep like coming in and out, coming in and out. Let's see. Yes. Basically because what the fuck? King? Okay. Okay. that was fucking scary.
Take heed, Raziel. A forgotten history lies within. Know thyself, though it may destroy you.
Because like the intro, the intro cutscene, kind of explains the whole betrayal they did with Raziel, like Kain and his brothers and everything. The reason why it happened, I can only talk about in the sequel though. Because if I talk about it now, it's a giant ass spoiler. And it will make no fucking sense. Because I need the context of the second game to explain why. This is why talking about Legacy of Kain, just one game, right? Like what I'm doing right here. Playing just Soul Reaver 1. It's hard. It's hard because I want to do all this like intricate conversations and I can't. Because if I do, I will spoil a lot of the fucking second game. So what the fuck is the point? You know? Okay, so here we have a gigantic twist.
As I pulled the stone free, a sigh of sepulchral air escaped the inner chamber. I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold.
Stranger familiar names. Melchiah. Zephon. Malik. Rahab. Zuma.
These crypts, defiled caskets of Seraphim saints, bearing my brothers' names and my own. The irony of Kain's blasphemous act rushed in on me with the crushing force of revelation. Were my hands not as bloody as these? Worse, I had spilled the blood of my brothers, these very comrades whose tombs lay ravaged before me.
Yes, Raziel, you were Seraphim, born of the same force that all but destroyed your race. Before the dawn of the Empire, you were chosen. Kain, Nosgoth's solitary self-declared monarch, plundered this tomb and raised you from these crypts. Breathing his vampiric gift into your defiled corpses, he resurrected you as his favored sons.
It's another interesting point on Kain's little character is that Kain is such an asshole. He was like, oh, fuck, I need generals, right? I need the best of the best. So let's make a sick fucking joke, shall we? Let's pick up the best of the Seraphim. And the Seraphim were pretty much an elite group of vampire hunters. They saw the vampires as a scourge. Right? Let's pick the best of the Seraphim and just turn them to fucking vampires. Just because. That's pretty much the reason why Kain did this. Pretty much the reason why Kain like found this script, and he was like, "I know what? Nah, let me work my magic." It's kind of like a slap in the face. Kind of like Raziel feels right now, right? He has believed, because when you actually got resurrected like he did, you don't have any memories of your past self, what you were when you were human. You don't have any memories of that, right? You come back as pretty much a new person. So Raziel spent like thousands of years fighting beside Kain, not knowing that he was human. As far as Raziel and everyone knew, they were just vampires. They were born vampires. They didn't give a shit about anything. So they've been warring with humans for 1,000 years. Right? And then you actually see the practical joke that Kain played, right? He using Seraphim to kill humans. The same way the Seraphim killed the vampires. And to Raziel's perspective, like, holy shit, I have fucking humanity. What the fuck? And this revelation kind of pulls Raziel's rage towards Kain even higher. And the way the game structured itself, it's like Raziel was going to find this place anyway, but I like to think that the Elder God pulled him to this place. You know, don't go, yeah, you see, fucking Kain did this to you, man. Fucking hate this son of a bitch. I want him dead. Because the Elder God wants Kain dead. I'm not gonna say why, because it's actually explained on the second one. It's kind of interesting. The other interesting thing about this place is like the only way to, like, what? How the fuck do I get out? Just do this. Whoop. The intricacies of the plot, even more so because since Blood Omen 1 was made, no one gave a shit about that. It was just that game. And when Soul Reaver 1 was being made, they planned it. All the minutiae, all the backstabbing, all the time travel shtick. They planned it. They really fucking planned it. From this game forward, right? And it feels like it, and it actually feels like it was planned because nothing in the story falls out of place. It just doesn't. So now we are in the section of the game that kind of represents the content, right? Because this is just a stretch of level. This is supposed to be a big ass level with one of your brothers in, but he got cut because of time and budget. So now you only have a fight with this doofus. One of Turel's children. Right? This dude. He's the only one. I think he's the only one. No, there's more.
Heretic, you shall not pass.
Such loyalty to one who has you guarding this outpost like a chained dog. Do you prosper on the scraps he casts you?
Your insults will do nothing to blunt the agonies of your demise.
Kain killed me once. Behold the result. I have no more to fear from you.
I love Raziel. The dialogue in this game is great. You son of a bitch. Like I said, it's just one doofus, but the doofus pack a punch. The fucker's a wraith, so bye. And now we have telekinesis.
This relic has infused you with the power to compress and manipulate space. As your symbiotic weapon, the Soul Reaver is also thus enhanced. You may focus and project an orb of kinetic energy to strike objects that are otherwise beyond your reach.
Ah man, did it fucking bug again? Didn't. Just to confirm. Okay, everything's fine. Just be short. I don't need mana. I've been not even using grips. memory's kind of vague when it comes to this place. I know it's not enormous, because this is pretty much cut content. There was like an entire fucking section of the game was cut. Because then we actually fight Torel, and you get the telekinesis from Torel. Now we kind of have a cheat. One of the things they did in order to like balance this is that the shot from the Soul Reaver and your normal shot has the same damage. The first idea was to actually increase the damage of the Soul Reaver, but since it did a lot of damage, the combat got way easier than it's supposed to be. Because you just could like stay far away and just pew pew. It'd be A-okay. I need to use these. I don't remember how though. This platforming puzzle. Is now pretty much making my way to Rahab little fish pond. That one. And kind of the problem is my memory is kind of getting mixed up with Soul Reaver 1 and 2. When it comes to like puzzles and shit. Which is crazy because Soul Reaver 2 pretty much has no fucking block puzzles. See, and now we're kind of in Rahab's domain. What's up, boys? No, you're a wraith. Nice. That's all I've ever wanted. Missing something. When in doubt, just shift. I'm not lost, am I? That'd be fucking embarrassing. Come on. burning. Really? Ants? Alright. Shove these up your ass instead. It's through here, right? I really don't want to get lost. Yeah, I'm on the right track. Oh shit! Speed. Okay, do this. Oh, hang on. Nope. I didn't want to shit. And that's what the goof does. Man. That's what I want to remember. That kind of wants you to do. You know? Am I missing something? I got the feeling that I'm missing fucking something. I am, of course. Of course. Nope. Okay. Something to do with this. Okay, did I do? Think not, because I think like that out of it. There we go. Hey, okay. Okay, now we're in Rahab's little territory. I don't have one problem though. Where the fuck is the portal to this place? Because the way this game works is that if you, for example, just like, okay, you played enough, you want to like play something else, so you just close the game, save, because you can save anywhere. But one tiny little thing they kind of forgot to tell you is that every time you just come out and come back to the game, you don't start from where you're safe, right? The progress is still there. But you're gonna start from the very beginning of the game. It's kind of like playing Castlevania. If Castlevania always, like, you close the game and start the game again, it starts you, instead of on a coffin, it starts you on the gate. You know, on the gate of Dracula's castle. Great. So I got the portal. I got the portal. I think I'm gonna finish up here and continue next time. My plan was to actually beat this game one way go, but is way late. My back's fucking killing me. I need to take a shower. So I think we're just gonna finish right here. Motherfucking Legacy of Kain Reaver. This game was made in 1999. Oh shit, I feel old. Oh my god, I feel fucking old. I love this menu. I don't know why I always love the menu. Like, you see the representation of Kain, the brothers, and Raziel Rhea. Way over there. It's great. People don't do menus like this anymore. Really don't. So, alright. 3 hours. Yeah, it's good. I'll finish the game in the next one. Next 3. Because as far as I know, it's a 7-hour game at the longest. So tomorrow, pretty much the same time. That was what? 8? I was at 9. No, I begin at 9. Yeah, I began at 9. I think I began at 9. I don't even fucking remember it anymore. Fuck! But hey, thanks everybody for coming by, for watching. Finish this tomorrow. Right? So we finish the Legacy of Kain. What game am I gonna play next of Soul Reaver? I have no fucking clue. I don't know if I continue like Soul Reaver 2. Maybe not. They're gonna pretty much be Legacy of Kain burned out. So I'm try something new. My idea was to like try Blasphemous, but Blasphemous for fuck knows what decided to make another fucking update, so I'm waiting for that fucking update to come out. I think it had come out, and then I have the time to actually download it yet, so I didn't continue the Blasphemous because I have the Blasphemous playthrough to finish. I need to play Slain, and then I need to play Val Fighters again because I didn't have that recording because I'm a dumbass. What else? I want to do a Sekiro. I want to do a fucking Neo. Yeah, I have a lot of fucking games to get through. But hey, thanks everybody for coming. All right, love you all, and I see you guys next time.